oh, one guy told me that he was banned from the mall. At the mall, when we met at the mall. I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, so where the hell are we going to eat at? Like, I was pissed off. I ain't gonna hold you. I was kind of pissed. I'm like, so I'm mission down here for what now? Like,
could you imagine just like Shelby's like, I actually work here, but
I'm
I can't.
like, dude,
we did. Why?
that's some valuable information to leave out. Like, yeah, I was a bit pissed.
Did he plan the date? Did he want to meet?
Yeah, he was like, let's meet in the mall. And then we get to the mall. He's like, oh, by the way, I can't go in the mall. So we're in the terminal doing what? Like, I'm so confused.
Hello and welcome back to Overstimulated with me, Hillary Henderson. Today we have a very established musician. She's performing at the Junos this weekend. Don't forget to check it out. She's also nominated for 2 Junos. She won a Juno last year. Did I forget to mention that? She is also performing at Aqyila this summer, and with over 120 million streams on all of her songs, her new album is coming out March 28th. Aqyila is here today. Welcome, Aqyila. Thanks so much for joining us.
Hi. Thank you for having me, girl.
I'm so excited to sit with you and chat with you. I'm obsessed with your music. I'm obsessed with your vibe. I love the lyrics. They're sassy. They're spicy. They're everything. I have some quick rapid fire questions for you, okay? Are you like rom-com girl or reality TV girl?
Ooh, oh, that's so hard. But I think reality.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite one?
You know what? I was in like a Selling Sunset era for a hot minute. I love that show.
I was obsessed with it also. There was also one that was like Lux Listings Toronto, and it was like,
oh my gosh, I think it was like a Prime one.
Yeah. Did you like it?
I started watching it, but then I fell off like quickly. I don't know.
Yeah. I have to say like the realtor energy is like usually pretty insufferable, but I like seeing in the nice homes.
Yes, it's the homes for me. Yeah, honestly.
Yeah. I'm like sitting in my like apartment that has literally cockroaches crawling on the wall, and I'm like looking at this mansion and being like, I wouldn't pick a red door. That's gross.
Oh my gosh.
Like, could never be me, but I love it for manifesting.
No, stop manifesting. Yeah.
Are you into texting or voice notes? Which do you prefer?
Oh, I like voice notes. I feel like the typing, it's a bit exhausting sometimes versus like, oh, hey, da-da-da-da. But then for me, also, I could really do like a 5-minute voice note. So then it becomes a mini podcast at that point. Yeah.
Do your friends ever get annoyed with you when you're sending like a long voice note?
No, I don't think so. Like, I think I try to limit it. I try to limit it. My cousin and I, me and him will like send like long voice. We're telling like a story of our day. Like, we're going in depth. Like, oh yeah, like he'll be like, I walked the dog and then this happened. And I'm like, oh. And I'll just like clean my house, listening to it. And I'm like, this is crazy.
You're like, did I need all of this? You know, like on TikTok, you can like hold your finger down.
Oh
and
my gosh, I do the 2x thing a lot.
Exactly.
Oh, you can do that.
On
voice
iMessage.
message.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I'm like always like double timing it.
Yeah.
I'm like, get to the point, girl. Like, let's keep it going. What's the biggest ick you've ever like got on a date?
Biggest ick, I gotta say, I'm trying to think. Oh, one guy told me that he was banned from the mall. At the mall, when we met at the mall. I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, so where the hell are we gonna eat at? Like, I was pissed off. I ain't gonna hold you. I was kind of pissed. I'm like, so I'm mission down here for what now? Like,
could you imagine just like Shelby's like, I actually work here, but
I'm
I can't.
like, dude,
why?
That's some valuable information to leave out. Like, yeah, I was a bit pissed.
Did he plan the date? Did he want to meet?
Yeah, he was like, let's meet in the mall. And then we get to the mall. He's like, oh, by the way, I can't go in the mall. So we're in the terminal doing what? Like, I'm so confused. Oh my God, I was furious.
Oh my God, Aqyila, I'm dead.
Girl.
Did he tell you why was he banned from the mall?
No, that's the thing. And I'm like, okay, you definitely stole something because it's just like, why else would you be banned?
Also,
like, you know what I mean?
A mall-wide ban. Like, I can understand a store being like, yo, don't let this guy in here. But
I'm like, what'd you guys do? He's like, him and his friends. I'm like, okay, cool.
Okay, I'm assuming there was not a second date.
Yeah, no, girl, no.
He's like, I'm actually also banned from Chuck E. Cheese.
Like,
do you mind
what
if we go
were
there
you
next?
doing? Exactly.
What did you end up doing on the date then? Did you just sitting in the...
Girl, I think we went on a walk.
You sat in the parking lot?
No, God, no. Oh my God. I think we like went on a walk, got some like food, but honestly, I was just like over it. Just the fact that he was banned from the mall. I'm like, well, this sucks. Like, we can't go to the mall. What if I want to go to Moxie's or Earl's or something?
Yeah.
Like,
also, if somebody's planning like a mall date first date, I'm assuming you're gonna buy me a little gift, and we're getting, you know what I mean, and we're going out for a meal or something like that. What the?
Yeah. So that was insane.
It would be so totally something different if you were the one being like, oh, I really need to hit the mall, and you're just like, oh, sorry. Like, I can't actually go in here.
Yeah, but then that's something that we need to talk about like prior. Like, you know what I mean? Not when we're at the mall and then it's like, okay, like let's do something, and it's like, oh, I can't go in there.
See, that feels like a bit gone wrong. Where
Thank you.
He's like trying to be funny, like, oh, I can't actually go in the mall. And you're like, wait, pardon?
Exactly.
Like, no, I'm starving. Like, what are you doing? It's like, I'm dead. Are you into gold jewelry? Are you into gold jewelry or silver jewelry?
I'm a silver girl now.
Girl, okay.
It's funny, like I loved, I think, gold jewelry like growing up, and then I'm like, ooh, silver's pretty cool. So I've been dabbling in between both, but right now I'm in my silver.
You're in your silver era? Okay, I'm in my gold era right now.
It looks
and
good.
I feel like you're one or the other.
Yeah.
And when I don't think men understand how pivotal it is when you transition from being a gold girl to a silver girl.
Exactly.
Like you have to, it's a new aura.
It's
You bring a new
aura.
energy.
Exactly. Because then when everything's in the gold tones, it's like, it looks great. When everything's in the silver tones, it looks great. I think it's just a vibe either
it's a
way.
transformation. Yeah. No, it is. People don't talk about it enough. Actually, we're cross-cutting world issues here. What's the worst excuse that a date's ever given you to cancel?
This is gonna sound so funny, but so sad.
He's like, actually, I can't go to the mall.
No. I've never been like on a date.
Really?
No.
Wait, okay, so we're not counting the mall guy as a date.
Yeah, no, that's not a date.
Wait, you've never been on like no one's ever like taken a beautiful girl like you out?
No, okay, fine. No, I've been on one. But there was no excuses. It was good. Like,
Okay.
So I lied. But like, I don't think I've ever, aside from that, I've never been.
You've never been?
Like,
Okay.
been asked to, like, no.
Like, are they intimidated by you? Like,
No, girl.
Like what? Like, what's happening? What's happening?
I don't know. I always be in my house. I can't lie. I'm just always indoors. So at this point, I'm like, I'm fine.
I love it. Do you ever, like, people ever slide into the DMs or?
Yeah, but yeah.
They're never good. They're never good.
I'm okay.
It's never, yeah. I'm all for like I've heard stories where people have like connected through Instagram stories and then they've ended up like, you know, and it's worked that way.
Before,
but no, in my experience, it's always like, oh, no, thank you.
It's like,
let's
you heart it and you keep it pushing.
Yes, exactly. I love it. Wait, so you're single now then?
Yeah.
Sure. Okay. Wait,
I'm single. Yeah.
How single? Is there someone you're like talking to or?
Yeah, you dabble.
You're like, until they ask me on a date to the mall.
Yeah. Oh,
we're not bumping yet.
Oh my God. No mall dates.
No mall dates. No mall. You heard it here first. Comment below what you think is a worse place to go on a date than the mall.
It's just like, unless we're in the restaurant, yeah, sure. But if it's like the food court, I mean, it's like, there's a lot of commotion
Were you like in
here.
high school or something?
Yeah, actually I was.
Okay, that's
I'll
okay. Forgive it.
That's
if you're in high school, that's like, but as soon as you're an adult, like,
but it's like adult level, it's like that'd be a bit crazy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I want to sit down, restaurant, dim lighting, set the mood.
Yes. Like, is this a date or a business lunch? Like, is that, yeah, exactly. And I get it. It's a cost of living crisis. But the mall food court's not a date. It's not,
Yeah,
like,
it's just too loud.
Yeah, true.
And I want to be able to hear you.
Yeah, that's not to the vibe. Yeah. Did you have a first like celebrity crush, or do you have a celebrity crush right now?
Oh my gosh. Yes, who was my first celebrity crush? Oh my God. I think I still have a YouTube video of like talking about my celebrity crushes. Let me think. Gosh. Not my brain going blank. I'm trying to remember.
Is there someone you've seen in like a movie recently where you're like, they're really fine? Like,
what's his? Oh my God, but I forgot his name. But I remember his face. I know that Ryan Destiny, she dates him, but I forgot his name.
Wait, let's look him up right now.
Yeah, I forgot his name, but he's handsome. He's handsome. He's got like freckles and stuff. He's cute.
Keith Powers.
Yeah, Keith Powers. Yeah, he's handsome.
Wait. Yeah, Keith. Okay.
Cutie patootie.
We'll put Keith up on the screen here so everybody can see what we're talking about. Keith is handsome.
He's handsome, yeah. So
he looks tall.
Yeah.
I like he's got like a little beard. A little beard, I like his style too. Just like these pics I'm seeing.
Totally.
Okay. I like it. Is that what you like in a man? Like you like tall, you like
it's tall.
Good.
Yeah, tall, handsome, beard. Yeah. All that.
Yeah, I love that. What's one thing in Toronto that you love and one thing that you hate?
Ooh. I gotta say the weather.
Yeah.
Like, the thing that I don't like is just the snow sometimes. Like, unless it's like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, is it, I don't think there's a word for it, but you know when it's snowing though, and it's like really like gentle and quiet. Yeah. And like the street light is on and it's like almost looks like icing.
Yeah.
I enjoy those moments. Pretty. But when it's like snowing hard and heavy and it's like, cars are screeching. Yeah,
no, you're like, I'm just trying to get
stuck.
groceries.
It's like, whoa. Yeah. Like, and if you order food at that time, you're screwed.
You're fucked.
You're screwed. Like, literally.
Uber Eats out charges.
They charge up. Yep. They upcharge. So I'm like, okay, it's a bit hard. So yeah, the weather, not my favorite thing. What I love about Toronto is how diverse it is. My whole friend group, like all of us, we're all just like from different backgrounds, and it's just so cool. Like we relate on different things, and there's always something to do. Like in Toronto too. Like it's always a fun vibe, especially when the weather's great. Like summers, love Toronto summers.
Yeah, for
Patio season. Yes. You go out with your girls.
Wait, if a man, say someone who lived around Toronto, wanted to take you on a hot date this summer,
right?
Where's the spot where you'd want them to take you?
Oh my gosh. Such a good question. I don't know many places. But I was talking about like my favorite restaurant right now is La Plume. It's in like the Well. So take me there. There's pretty.
There you go.
Yeah,
Listen up, fellas. La Plume. That's where we're headed. Would you rather lose your voice for a week or your phone for a week?
Oh, I can go without my phone.
Okay. Yeah.
I need my voice.
You do. Your iconic voice. And I want to ask you about your musical journey. Like, was music always the dream for you? Like, how did you get started in this?
Yeah. So like as a kid, when I was in the 5th grade, I wrote a song for my mom and I told her like, Mama, and she was like, oh my God, thank you. And she loved that song, of course. So ever since then, I kind of realized how much I really enjoyed making other people feel good with my lyrics. So in like grade 6 and beyond, I was just like writing songs. I would find beats on YouTube. I'd write to those beats. And eventually I started discovering like SoundCloud and then any video platform, I was on it singing. So like Vine, Keek, Twitter, when the video feature came about, that was the first place I went viral on was Twitter.
Wow.
And that was an experience in itself. I was like 16, so I was just wrapping up like high school basically and doing exams. And oh my God, I was stressed because
was it kind of like random how it happened?
Was definitely random. And like there was like the good with the bad because then you open yourself up to like hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people that don't know you and just make judgment just based off how you look. Yeah. And so like when I was singing in the bathroom, the acoustics, it's a lot of like, why is she singing in the bathroom? And I'd be like, the acoustics? Like, you know, it sounds good. That's what I would see online.
Studio. You're shitting there. I'm singing my heart out.
Exactly. And like, I think being 16, like being so young at that time and going viral and just seeing like some things that people would say, it's like it put into perspective like, okay, like people can definitely be mean. Yeah. And I was still growing into myself and still like becoming comfortable with like just being me, like, and
being
like learning.
A teenager. Yeah, for sure.
And so like I remember at that time I was like super, super conscious and it made me actually shy away from wanting to sing on the internet for like a hot minute. Right. So like after a while I wasn't posting singing videos like that. And even when I joined TikTok, I think I still had that little fear of like, oh God, like I don't know, like what if my video ends up on the wrong side of TikTok? Right. I'm like, I can't like be fighting for my life in the comments.
No,
I
know.
But
it's funny though because I feel like for every hate comment you get, there's like 3 people that are obsessed.
That's the thing, what I mean? Though. So the love definitely outweighed like any like nonsense. And personally, I'd be clapping back. Like I'm not gonna hold you. Like even when I was 16, I was like, girl, you have no room to talk. And then all of a sudden the tweet disappears. I'm like, exactly. Like, why are you coming here jumping me?
What are you saying?
Exactly. Yes. So I think as I just learned now, like now that I'm older, I'm like, okay, it's definitely like projection. It's also like just people just kind of just being miserable, you know? And so I'm just like, whatever. Like I don't really care anymore. Now I'm like, I'm good.
Yeah.
Like,
Was there something that you've ever read about yourself where you're like, that's so not true and it's just so crazy?
No, not really. I don't know explain it. Like I talk on the internet, but at the same time, I don't think I talk enough because like when I was talking during like the Bloom era on TikTok, people were like, we thought you were British. I was like, what? They're like, yeah, like we just assumed you're from the UK because we don't.
It's so funny,
because talk.
And like in like when you're singing, like an accent wouldn't like really come across.
Like I guess, So they maybe thought that maybe when you talk, but I'm like, I take it as a compliment because have you seen like the UK girl makeup?
Yeah.
Like flawless. So I'm like, hey, thank you.
That you're like, I'm part of the elite squad.
I'm part of the squad.
Yeah. I got it. You're having a pretty major year. Yes. As I mentioned at the top, you're performing at the Junos this week and you're doing Aqyila. You've been also on tour with Pink Sweats. Yeah. What has been like, has there been the moment this year where you're like, oh, I've made it? Or has there been like something where you've been like crazy?
Oh my gosh. It's been so crazy because honestly, I did not expect all of these things to be happening all at once. The most I knew was going to be like obviously the Pink Sweats tour. Yeah. So like me and my team and like the label were all like, okay, cool. Like you want on tour. And then right after that, it was like, hey, so Junos? And I'm like, oh, okay, great. And then it's
was this your first time on tour with
yeah, it's my first time touring just in general. Cool. Like I've done the live show thing down here in Toronto and in Ottawa and in Montreal and like in Calgary. But this was my first time doing something across North America. So visiting all like the States in like such a short amount of time. It's crazy on the body. I won't hold you. Oh my God. Like I had random like acne flare-ups like here and there because like when you're traveling so much and then like even though I was keeping up my skincare, I was like, where's this pimple coming from?
No, but like your diet's not good.
Everything.
You're not drinking enough much water. You're out of routine. Your sleep's not right.
But I'm so glad I didn't get sick. Like my mom is like very much into like natural, like naturopathic like stuff. So she gave me like a tincture and like oregano oil, and vitamin C, magnesium. Like so I
love that your mom's got like the natural. My mom's like a natural mom also. Yeah.
So I made sure I was like, I'm not getting sick because if I get sick, it's gonna take me a minute to recover.
Yes. Like, well, and then there's people that are like, you know, they're coming to see you and
and I want to make sure I'm in my best form. Sure. You know what I mean? And another thing that I really loved about tour was that I was able to actually like converse with people in person. Like I did like a little like mini meet and greet moment. So like after my show was done, I was like, if you guys want to come to like Pick's merch table, like come say hi.
Cool.
And
what was the meet and greet
cute.
like?
It was just so cute. Like a bunch of people lined up, and like a lot of them were like, hey, like I actually don't know about you, but now I do, and I'm so glad. And I'm like, I appreciate that. Like, and it's like that's what it's for. Like it's just to make sure that people can connect and like see me in person, get to know me a little bit more beyond just like what you hear on like Spotify and Amazon, like on like online. You know what I mean?
For sure.
And now they're just like, wow, like now I'm a fan. Like I really
I feel
appreciate
like
it.
it's such a difference. Like myself, even doing with like comedy too. Like of course it is like your act that you're selling people, and like that's the product. And like you know, thank you so much. Ticket links below. Like that's we gotta get the people going. You know.
Exactly.
But then like when you can actually talk with people as like a human, like out of almost like performance energy and character.
It's so different. And then it was so cool because when I did get to connect with people that actually do listen to my stuff, they're like, oh my gosh, man, like hello, Bloom, like the effortless, like your songs got me through like so much. There's so many people that were like crying. I was like, oh, thank you. Like I'm like, you're gonna make me cry because I'm a crybaby. So I would be like, oh my God, please don't cry. Like because like it's gonna make me start crying on the spot, and then we're both gonna be crying.
For sure. Well, and then this is inspiration for your next song. You take those feelings, that energy, and like bring it all that gratitude all back.
It was really beautiful. I really cherish those moments.
That's so great. Has there been something that's been really funny that's happened on tour with Pink Sweats? Because I know he's got a sense of humor.
He's hilarious. First of all, I love the way how he interacts with the crowd. So I remember night one, he was like telling the crowd, he's like, okay, now this next one, I don't want y'all to sing because when you guys sing, it throws me off. And you guys be saying, some of y'all be singing off key. And people in the crowd were like, ah. And it's just like hilarious to see an artist say that to the crowd. Because I'm like, sometimes we be thinking that. Because sometimes you could be hearing people through your in-ears and you're like, whoa.
Like, please stop. Yeah.
So it's like it's
people
really
clapping,
funny.
like not on
beat. Oh my gosh,
at
not
all.
on
And you're
beat.
like, no, actually, I can't move
This is why
right.
we turn up our packs and just want to make sure that we're on beat, you know? But it's really cool to like take out your in-ear also and hear people singing along to the music. But it was just funny that he was just like poking fun at the crowd, and he's really good at engaging with the audience. So it was really enjoyable watching his set.
That's great. And also such a good experience to like get to learn from a performer like that too.
Totally.
And I love that so much. You know, maybe next time you won't be opening for him, like he'll be opening for you.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know. That's crazy.
Or even just doing like my own like tour like across. Yeah. Like I really enjoyed going to like off places. Like during the tour, we had routed it in a really awesome way that I was able to like see stuff as I was doing like different like states. So I got to go to the canyons. Wow. I got to see the redwoods. So the really tall trees. And I went to like a crash site.
Did you go to this part where you can drive through one of the trees?
You know what? We were trying to find that tree, but I think somebody crashed into it. Yeah, I think somebody crashed into it. I think it like is gone. Like, oh no! Like my tour manager was trying to find it too, and he was like, "Yeah, I don't see it there anymore." And I was like, "Damn, I would have been kind of cool to drive through the tree."
I remember I went to California with my family when I was like maybe like 10, and we drove through the tree, and that was like the big event. But I'm sad someone just crashed.
Yeah, I think somebody crashed into it.
A drunk driver got the drive-in tree. That was like all of California's tours just gone.
Literally, they're like, it took one person to cut it down or something. So yeah, I don't know. I'm pretty sure that's what happened, but it could be wrong.
That's so fun. Was there like a spot? What was your favorite spot in America?
I gotta say it's between Austin, Texas, and Seattle. Okay. Seattle, I went kayaking before the show. Like me and Lulu, we got up. She's part of like my management team, and me and her were like, "Are you like? Do you want to go kayaking?" She's like, "I'll go if you go." I'm like, "Have you ever gone?" She's like, "No." I'm like, "Have you?" I'm like, "No," but like we can do it. So like we bought tickets. We took an Uber. We went straight to the kayaking place, and like we were like paddling, and we're like, "This is so cool." And then when we finished, we realized we're like, "Wait." Everybody else is in life jackets. The girl did not give us no life jackets. We were just raw dogging the whole thing. We're like, oh wow, we could have like flipped over and like I don't swim.
No, the beginners.
Yeah,
like,
you know what I mean.
Jackets.
Yeah, so that
your
was
tour
funny.
managers like, what the hell? Where?
Yeah, exactly. Like we were just like frolicking.
That's actually
in the
very
morning,
Canadian
but it was very fun. It was very fun. I think moments like those are super important while you're touring as well, because as much as like you're like there to work, it's good to be able to find a way to like still not disassociate where you are. Because I find when I'm traveling so often now, it'll just be like, okay, I'm here, I'm in the UK, here today, gone tomorrow, doing something else. And it's like, I don't actually get time to like soak it in. So unless it's like I fly in a day before we're doing something, then it's like, oh, okay, I get some downtime. So then I'll be able to like look around. But on tour, it's usually like, you're here. Sometimes we come in same day, show, leave.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And you can't experience that impeccable American culture, if you're not with.
Exactly. So I got to get some downtime.
For sure. Well, and I feel like it's nice to even just like bring some of those, like a personal experience you have with the city with you on stage. And like, if you have a moment where you're talking, you can even like let people know about that. And they're like, oh my God, wait, she's been there. Like, I know that spot too. Like you get to, like, it's another way you can facilitate the connection.
Totally.
Is there something in your life that really inspires your songwriting?
I would just base it off of like both my experiences, but also like experiences of others around me. There's songs that I have out that weren't my situations. It was just like the writer's situation that they were currently going through. And I felt like it was such like a relatable topic. Like the song We Keep On that I have, like that song was about like a situation that like my friend Esau was going through at the time. And it's just like this back and forth and tug of war in this relationship at the time. And I think it's so cool to like be able to also like pull from different experiences and just be able to just like talk about things that like anybody can relate to. And I think that's why like music does good, because it's relatable.
Yeah. And even for you writing the song as well and collaborating on it, it's like, you are not writing about your specific experience, but you're like, oh, I've been there. Like it's like, we get to connect around something. Like I find comedy is very similar too, where all of a sudden now, oh shit, I was so embarrassed about this. Well, now this girl's like, okay, talking about it. And now I'm in a room full of strangers that are all like enjoying the same thing. Or like if you're like, like you have like a lot of lyrics around, I know, like heartbreak and like the flows of like different stages of love. And now like some of the time those feelings can be pretty isolating. Now you're in a room full of people all like belting it out the same way. Like we're all feeling that like vibe. It's so good. It's so good. Your brand new song, Wolf.
Yes.
I am obsessed with it. It is a masterclass in the art of calling someone out.
Yes, okay.
I couldn't believe when I hit play on the song. It's just, you come on, you piss me off.
Yeah.
That's the first hit. I was like, okay, Aqyila. Okay. Was there someone that inspired that kind of rage? You don't need to as a person, but just like the vibe.
I'm just trying to think, like, I guess it's just more so, it could be just like somebody giving you the runaround constantly, or it's like flip-flop behavior. So yeah, in a sense, kind of like, I would say. I was inspired a bit. But also, I think it was just really cool to play on the story of like, the boy who cried wolf. It's like, calling you out now. Like, I'm just telling you straight up, like, this is insane. We can't keep doing this.
Have you been in a situation where you're like, this man needs to be called out?
Yeah. Yeah. And, hopefully,
Are you ever worried that like he's gonna hear it and then be like, it's about him? Or he's too dense to know?
Honestly, I mean, I think he knows, but like, it's like, it's fine.
Yeah,
like, I think it's
Wait,
fine.
can you tell us a little bit like what happened in that situation?
Not really. Okay. But I appreciate you asking.
I love it. I also love, you have some incredible lyrics in there. Like you say, it's so like you to be crying wolf. I'm not falling like I did before. In case you didn't read the room, sorry isn't breaking news. I'm gagged at sorry isn't breaking news. Like, that's so good.
Listen,
like, do you believe in second chances? Like, is it?
I do. Also, I want to shout out Silky Siren. She co-wrote that song with me, and Mike Sonia, he produced it. That room that day, it was so much fun. Like, we were just like bouncing off the wall. Like, this is a cool idea. Like, we got some like, guitar in there doing like some sick riffs, and it's just like vibing off of the energy of just like, you know what? I'm not actually gonna give into this anymore. Like this situation, that's like the energy that we were kind of basically going into it. And like the song was just starting to write itself. So yeah, like those lines, sorry isn't breaking news. I felt like that was just like exactly what it is. I'm not shocked anymore when you're telling me sorry. Like, I'm not shocked anymore when you're apologizing, because I feel like an apology also comes with change. And if there's no change, like what's going on? You know what I mean?
It's a little empty. It's not
it's definitely empty.
Yeah. It's like just like getting to the bag and like opening a bag of chips and there's like nothing in it.
Oh,
You're
my
like, wow, it was so much fluff, but like no substance is in there.
They give you like 4 chips. There's certain brands that love doing that. It's fine. I'm not going to say it because I still love the chips.
I will still be buying. Like,
I definitely am a consumer. So
is there an aspect that you like more of your creative process? Like, do you like performing more? Or do you like writing more?
I think now, because I'm more comfortable with performing, I really do enjoy performing more. But I also do love like the process in the studio. I don't think I'll ever be like dulled out by being in the studio, especially when there's that spark moment of like, oh my God, I really like this beat and I really like the melodies I'm putting down. Let's start writing. Like it's always going to be a reoccurring feeling. So I feel like they're both kind of like equally the same.
I love that. How does like a song, like creating a song start for you? Like, does it start with like, you find a beat? Like I know you're saying you found beats on YouTube. Like is that usually, or is it kind of like, does it depend on how you're creating?
Yeah, like nowadays, because now I get to like be in studio sessions like with actual producers and like writers. Now I don't have to source to YouTube. Now I can actually just like make something from scratch and be a part of the process and like tell them like, oh, I hear these notes, or I hear this instrument, or let's start on guitar, or let's start on piano. You know what I mean? And I feel like having that ability to be a part of the beat making is like really helpful, because then I feel like this song is like obviously made for me versus like I'm not really with like taking beats that are already made. I like to be a part of the process, but there's the one-offs that I do have where it's like, oh, the beat was made and like I actually really liked it and wrote to the song.
Cool.
And then, you know?
Yeah.
But like I definitely just enjoy the process of just building everything from scratch.
I love that. I love that so much. I know Wolf is like kind of like, you know, someone's doing you dirty in this song. Is there like, do you have any tips for the girlies listening at home? Like how do you recover when someone's like done you dirty?
Oh my gosh. I feel like there has to be like a moment where you like self-regulate too and be like, this
and go, you
is
piss
not
me off.
now that too. But like I think, you know what? I think it's just like knowing when it's like this time is up doing what's going on. Like, you know what I mean? Like being like, this is not fulfilling me in any way anymore. And like actually being honest with yourself and being like, okay, I actually deserve better. Like, what am I doing? You know what I mean?
I know. And
it's hard sometimes. It's hard.
That's an inside job. To be like, oh shit. Why was I accepting
like, why was
that?
Yeah, you know what I mean?
I think
you know when you sit down and you
think
back and you're like, why did I let this happen? And why did I let this slide?
I know. I know. I was like telling you before we were rolling, I have a boyfriend now, but I spent so much time in my early 20s being single and being like, wait, why does this man not like me back? And like, it was like, I realized I was like addicted to the chase of being like, I somehow in like a backwards way liked the feeling of like, my phone would go off and I'd be like, is it them? No, of course it's not.
Oh my gosh, exactly.
And I kind of like got
mean.
used to that feeling. And so then when I like took a break, when I like wasn't like talking to like nobody at all, like having kind of like just that peace, like it felt weird. Like it felt so uncomfortable, but it's like you have to listen.
Sometimes you gotta just sit in silence, just like chill out for a sec. And I'm glad you did.
Are you sitting in silence right now?
Somewhat. There's some noise every now and then. There's some noise every now and then, but you know.
Is there anyone that you're crushing on currently that's single that like would be totally fine if they slid in?
Not really. Honestly, not really. I have my little moment, you know, and then that's really it. So I'm not
like, give us some tea, Aqyila.
Oh my God, I know,
like,
right?
Screen share the DMs, like
screen share. Oh, you're so funny.
I'm just kidding. Okay. She's not giving us the tea on who what's happening.
No. So I'm telling you, like there's somebody, but like you know,
it's like not official yet, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have like no clear answer because I myself don't really have clarity. Okay, so
you'd be a great politician, actually.
Oh my God, just dodging everything. I'd be like, well, it's there. It's happening.
Are you gonna have a date to the Junos?
No.
Okay.
No date to the Junos. Just be my family.
Okay, nice.
Family and friends. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Like, does your family inspire you creatively? Are
they do. They do. Honestly, my family keeps me motivated and they keep me grounded. And every time when I travel, I always like FaceTime them and show them like, guys, look at my Airbnb, look at the hotel. And I'm like, I miss y'all.
That's so nice.
So I was definitely homesick during the tour though. Like I was enjoying myself being abroad, but at the same time I was like, oh my God, I miss home. I miss my family. My mom, my brother are so dramatic. They're like, oh my God, you're abandoning us again. I'm like, wow. I'm like, guys, this is work. Like, this is work.
Yes. Yeah. You're like, I'm not.
I'm not frolicking out here. Like, I'm working.
When I'm on a kayak without a life jacket, then I do be frolicking just a little bit.
Yes.
You were there for work. Yeah. Are you the oldest in your family?
Out of me and my brother, yes. And then I have other siblings too, like on my dad's side. So I have an older sister, Layla Day. She's also an artist out here in Toronto. And then I have an older brother named Dave. That's her like full brother. Like, you know, like how my brother is like same mom, same dad, that type of vibe. And then I have younger siblings. I have another older sister. And yeah.
That's so fun.
Big family.
So you're kind of like eldest daughter origin story.
Yes.
Middle child by
you got
default.
it. You put it down well.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah. Eldest daughter.
It's like to
the root, to the
and
power
that's why I have
of.
the amazing. We're actually doing math.
You know, I actually was not bad at math in high school. I'm very proud of myself. Yeah.
Okay, well,
don't ask me math. I was like, hold on, I'm not opening the floor for that.
Going back to your date, like I'm like 1 + 1 is how many people are at your date.
Oh, you're sick. You're sick. I like that.
She's twisted. Okay, speaking about love, one of your other songs that is like gone completely viral is Bloom.
Yeah.
And I think of it as like, I think it's a love song for overthinkers.
Yes.
Like I really appreciate how it's like talking about the early like fragile days of love. And it's talking like, you know, like the piece of bloom, obviously that like floral imagery I'm obsessed with. And like the budding of something. I think it's so amazing.
Yeah.
Is there something where you've had an experience like that where you're like, oh, wait, is this going to happen? Is it not? Like you're excited about the new potential, but like there's also a bit of fear.
Definitely. That in that moment when I was writing about that, that's exactly like what I was experiencing. And I feel like there was something just so freeing about the song. I even say that like this kind of love is freeing me. Like it's just, it just allows you to really just be open and honest. And I feel like that's the one thing I love is just like to communicate my feelings. Like I'm very much a lover. I'm very soft. Okay, I'm soft to the touch. I'm just a lover girl at heart. And like, honestly, like I just love like feeling adored and like, you know, and like vice versa. Like I want to make people feel good too. So I feel like that song is just so relatable for anybody that wants to be like, you know, like I love love and I love the feeling of just like cherishing the moment. And I feel like in life too, I kind of view life, like the older I get, I view it kind of differently. It's like there's so many, like everything is like experience. Like, you know what I mean? Like being able to be in this room and like meet you, like I'm like, this is like one like awesome experience that we'll get to relive like on video, but like I won't be able to relive this moment again. So even when it comes to like relationships and like friendships and like meeting people, like I cherish those moments. And if it's like meant to be, like it's like, you know, not a season and you're meant to stay for a lifetime, it's like even better, you know, but like if it doesn't work out, it's like at least I gave it like my all and I was my most authentic self. You know?
Yeah. And
so
that's all you can do. That's all you really
so
can do. Wise, actually. That's really great advice. That's really great advice. So what you're telling us is this guy you're talking to has to be okay with being in your songs.
Yes, exactly.
Perfect.
Exactly.
I love it. I want to read some of the lyrics from Bloom, and then I want to ask you some questions.
Awesome.
So part of your lyrics say, I know it's difficult to say I love you out loud. Been a minute since I went and took the love route, but you visit and you kiss away my self-doubt and you're closest to the sidewalk when we go out.
Yeah.
Very sweet.
Yes.
So beautiful.
You know, because guard me, shield me.
Chivalry, please.
The cars could be flying at me at any moment. So you got to be here. And I'm going to be on the inside. Me and my cousin actually went back and forth on that lyric. He was like, girl, you mean to tell me that so what about me? Like, what if I get hit with the car? Like, because I'm like, well, I don't know. He's like, I'm just gonna randomly shield the car. I'm like, I don't know. I'm hoping.
I mean, when they got everybody off the Titanic, women and children first. Okay, respectfully.
You know, help me out.
Men were destined to die.
My cousin was like, that is insane. But he's like, but I get it. I'm like, yeah, chivalry.
Also,
like,
in Toronto, it's more likely that like a cyclist on the sidewalk's gonna hit you.
Oh my gosh, the cyclist. By the way, the cyclist scared me. I got screamed at one time by one of them when I was getting out of an Uber. I didn't see him.
You're like, I'm so sorry.
Literally, he's like, watch where you're going. I'm like, whoa. Sorry.
Like, I'm going to write a song about this.
Like, I did not know what was going on. But anyway.
That's so funny.
I love those lines. I feel like, like, I don't know. It's just like feeling like, you know, protected.
Yeah.
But like also just like feeling sure in the moment and sure of myself. And I feel like,
and like also getting reassurance from like the person.
Reassurance.
That's like, it's
I think that's the one thing too, like reciprocation, like both sides like want, even though people nowadays are like so like nonchalant, like they think like being like serious and like not showing your emotions is like so cool. But like I'm somebody that's very like chalant. Like I'm gonna show you my emotions, I'm gonna show you how I feel. And like if you reciprocate that, even better. You know?
You want to let it out. Are you the person that usually would say like I love you first, or are you waiting
I have
for
not
the
said that out loud.
No, never. Okay.
I haven't said that out loud. But you know, that's a good question. I never thought about that yet. I'm somebody that will share how I feel though. Like I haven't said those words yet.
It's like, I have to say it's hard. And I feel like especially when you get to the point of a relationship where you're like, okay, clearly there's love there, whether you're actually calling it that or not. Like I feel like you're just kind of waiting. It's like
waiting out.
You're just like someone's gonna open the bag of chips first. Like, you're like, oh, I'm so glad. Like, do you want chips? I'm thinking about it now. You're like, bag of chips. I'm actually really obsessed. Like, why did you guys not come with chips today? What the fuck? I'm just kidding. I love it. But it's funny because with my boyfriend, I actually told him I love you first.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And you know, me, women in male dominated fields.
Oh my gosh, women in STEM.
That was me. Yeah. But it was so funny because I remember after like I told him that for the first time, like I could tell like his brain almost like short circuited.
He's like, hold on.
Yeah. And not that, but he like literally was like, oh, cool. So you do feel the same way. And I think I said like, I think I'm falling in love with you, whatever.
Yeah.
And he like was dissecting that language and being like, oh, well, you said, I think I'm falling in love with you, which is not this, blah, 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 whatever. And I was like, so like, do you feel the same way?
Oh, so cute.
But it was
That's
like
so
such a like, and then
wholesome.
he's like, oh my God, yes, of course. But he had been like feeling it, but like was like, oh, I'm glad you said it. Cause I wasn't sure, like, cause he also, there'd been a couple other things before that too, where I was like, oh, I don't want this man to think I like, don't like him.
Yeah, definitely. Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Totally.
But how do you like, as you, as a woman and as a lover girl and as like someone who's like you said, soft, like how do you have that balance of like protecting yourself, but also like still being open and warm?
I feel like, you know why? Because I've had so many like experiences that just did not go right, and that's like completely fine. I feel like every time though I've showed up as my authentic self, and I've also just realized again, like in life, like some things will work and some things don't work out, and that's literally okay. I feel like at least I'm giving it my all and I'm trying, and if like if it doesn't work, it's like, okay, I'm down for like a month
and
max,
you're still being
and
you.
I'm good.
Yeah,
I bounce back. Like I'm fine.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah. And you're
I
gonna
cry it out, and after a while, I'm like, I'm good.
Yeah.
And I think that's just how life is.
I love it.
Until you find your person.
Yeah,
So,
for sure. And I love how in Bloom you kind of even describe like some of the like worries and like questions that you would want to ask this person. So if you don't mind, I would love to read some of those to the audience as well. So you say, always tell the truth. Can you answer me? What is it you see in me? Tell me, why do you believe in me? Would you keep your schedule free for me?
Yeah.
So I want to play a little game with you.
Oh, okay.
And I'm calling it, would you love me if I?
Okay.
So I'm going to like.
Oh my God,
we're
I've
gonna
asked my mom one of these questions before. I have a video. And she was like, girl, go to bed. I was like, would you love me if I was a worm? She's like, Tahira. I'm like, okay. I'm just asking. She's like, go to sleep. Turns off my room light. I'm like, wow.
Actually, I'm going to become a worm right now.
Yeah, literally. Oh my God.
Yeah, me being a worm, I'm like, would you be able to notice if I'm different from all the other worms?
Exactly.
Would you remember which worm I am?
Thank you.
Because I'm so unique and special.
Exactly.
Yeah. If I got a new worm haircut, would you notice?
Would you notice? Thank you. These are the details that I was thinking of.
Okay, I'm done. Actually, would you love me if I was a worm was the first one on my list. So
are you serious? Oh my God, that's so funny.
Okay. Would you ask someone this? Would you say, would you love me if I clapped my hands every time the plane lands? Keep in mind, this is 2025. Okay.
Yeah. Actually, that wouldn't bother me because that's what's going on right now. Yeah.
Post Pearson crash. Like you're like, no,
bro.
clapping,
like
I'm
clapping.
Joy is joy.
Joy is joy. Honestly, I'd be happy when I was landing. Like these last few plane rides on the tour, I was like, thank God, because I was looking out the window every time. But I choose window seats too. Okay. So I was looking at the engine, like, do not combust. Please don't. Like. It's hectic now.
I saw like some memes like when the Pearson crash happened. People be like, damn, like they got out quicker than anyone else. You know?
My God,
but, like
they
it
did.
happened so fast.
They did,
They were also like making fun of just like how long it takes to get out of Pearson.
It does take long. Yeah. I mean, I feel like sometimes like some flights I have, it's quicker, and then sometimes I'm sitting on there for like 30 minutes. I'm like, that's why I don't get up. Either way, I'm like, I'm just gonna sit. Until I see movement. I'm like, okay, now it's
it actually is one of my pet peeves. Like I think
everybody
I'm pretty
gets up.
chill person. But when people get up, I'm like, do you see what's fucking?
Yeah.
I start like wanting to control other people, which is like not usually my MO, but like I'm looking around like that. And the other thing that really pisses me off about it was when you're waiting for your bag at the baggage claim and people stand so fucking, I'm like,
they stand so close. Like, stand back.
Totally. If everyone just took a step back, then we could all see our bags. We could all get them.
Exactly. Because now I gotta like squeeze between two people and get my large checked luggage.
Yes. No, and you know it's
and
big.
it's heavy too. And I'm like, to get my big girl arms and like try to.
I know. And there's just like some men standing there. I'm like, no one's
they'll stare at you as you struggle. Like that's why I actually like I have a fear of like having to check, like not check, but bring something overhead. Like on the tour, I had to carry the playback rig, and that's like super heavy. It's like a brick. So like when I went on there the first time, I was like, okay, I'm just gonna do it. So I had to like hype myself up my head and then like lift it up and put it over, and I'm like, oh my God, like I think I almost snapped off one of my press-on nails, but it stayed on. But I messaged my manager. I was like, Caitlin, this is too much. Like I'm just a girl. This is heavy. And she's like, oh my gosh, next time, like just plan into it. Just be like, hey, can I get some help? And I'm like, you're right. So I started asking for help on the other flights.
I didn't mean to actually grow my biceps this trip. Like lifting this thing up.
It was stressing me out. Like honestly, on the way back, I was even in the group chat. I was like, guys, like I'm nervous. I have to lift this thing again. Like it was that bad.
I like how it's like it's not even so much like you're nervous you have to lift it. It's just like everyone's gonna see me struggle.
That's what it is.
Yeah. But also, you know, maybe one day you meet a cutie like that. Like that's like a rom-com moment where you're like struggling and they're like, hey,
hey,
need some help with that?
it's like the music playing in the
Yeah,
background.
yes.
Sparkles.
Yes.
It's like,
yes.
ah.
I'm so excited to hear. Okay, another would you love me if I could only fall asleep to conspiracy YouTube?
Oh, but I do. So I do.
Wait, what are you watching on
I
YouTube?
love conspiracy YouTube. Like I love like it's not really conspiracy. It's just more like ghost stories or like true crime. I love true crime.
Is that like relaxing for you?
Kinda. Like I love doing my makeup to that. Yeah. Like, I'm so sorry.
You were a freak for that.
Normal.
You were a freak.
I love watching like true crime and doing makeup. That's how I got ready this morning. I'm not even gonna hold you.
You're like, oh, I'm gonna just like make sure the highlighter's like, and then he slit her throat.
Exactly. I was just like, wow, what's going on? Like I'm up to date with so many cases right now.
It's funny. I went through a period where I was like binging true crime. Yeah. And there's this one, My Favorite Murder, that I really liked. It was like two comedians that hosted it, but it was like comedy, but they're still talking about like it's still true crime.
True.
And so I was really into that.
Is it a podcast?
It's a podcast. I'll send it to you. Yeah. That's good. That would be a good one to add to the rotation. Yeah. But I was like, I'm very much like an all or nothing kind of girl. And so I was like binging it. Like that's all the media I was consuming for like 3 months.
Oh my God.
I started having the worst nightmares.
I was gonna say,
I was starting to get like panic attacks when I was like alone in my apartment. I would hear like the neighbor downstairs like do something and I'm like, oh my God. Like
that's the thing with me with movies. Like I can't watch horror. I wish I had the heart. I have a chicken heart. Like I can't watch horror movies. I think even some thriller movies stress me out. But you know which doc really stressed me out because it was obviously real? It was Don't F with Cats.
Oh, I haven't seen that one.
Ooh, I don't recommend. Don't watch it. It actually stressed me and my brother out. We're like, this is crazy. And the guy, Luca Magnotta, he was from Canada.
Yeah, he's a Tobacco, I think.
Yeah. And like you see just like the levels that he started going to, and it was just like, oh my God, this is crazy. Yeah. And like obviously they got him, thank God. Yeah. But like
it was crazy that when people are like, if he wanted to, he would. And it's like, well, clearly man can make a plan, you know, only for plotting evil.
plotting evil domination.
Yeah. But they can't organize.
Yeah, but they can't organize.
They do know how to do a Google Cal invite, actually.
Yes, but they can't let you know, oh, I'm banned from the mall. Like they'll plan everything else but that.
literally. Oh my God. You dodged a bullet there. That's something I'm telling you. Like, so funny. What? Okay. Would you love me if I made voice notes that were 7 minutes long and had no point?
I think people have to regardless because that's exactly what I do. I'll be like, 1 second, hold on. And then I'll be unboxing something, opening the door, cleaning something. I'm like, oh yes. And then and it's like, girl.
Just like coughing right into it.
Oh
like,
my God. I've heard those ones before too on TikTok.
Yeah.
Those are so funny.
Would you love me if I turned every minor inconvenience into a 3-hour dramatic Instagram story rant?
Oh God, no.
No. Okay.
I don't want to be tapping through all these black screens. I can't. That is like definitely a pet peeve of mine. I'm so sorry. I do not like that.
It's so bad.
I don't even talk. I told you I don't talk online.
Right. Yeah.
So like to see like a 3-hour rant on Instagram story, you gotta be something serious. It gotta be like you just survived
although
a near-death experience. I'll be locked in. I'll be watching. But like if it's you ranting because prices of bananas are like $6 or something, like I don't need to do that.
Yeah, we didn't need a PSA.
I didn't need that. Yeah,
I did know what groceries were still expensive.
Cheese, milk, eggs, everything is expensive.
It's so expensive. That's life in Canada. No, we're just fucked. I feel like the only way someone could get around that with me is if it had like the magical close friends green dot.
Yes.
Like if somebody was ranting on a close friend story, I'd be like, well, buckle
hold
up.
on, buckle up because there's some things going
for sure. That's my reality TV tonight.
A normal story with like 20 of those like dots. I'm like, okay, you lost me.
I might have to pause and come back like later. You know, I'll set a reminder on my phone. Like, okay, the 24 hours is up. Yeah, check back and see if they're good.
Exactly.
But that's like, I think that's like the most elite form of friendship when like somebody adds you to a close friend.
Oh my God, yeah. There's so many like followers of mine that added me to like their close friends.
You don't even know these people.
I don't even know them. I'm like, oh, I'm seeing a green screen come up. I'm like, okay, and then I watch it, and then it's just me in there. I'm like, oh, that's sweet. But like they're getting my attention, but that's sweet.
They went a long extra step to get your attention.
Yeah. They're like, hey, this is just for you.
Okay, well, also note that if you want Aqyla's attention,
oh my God, do not do that.
You're on like the worst algorithm.
No, do not need to be added into crazy things. Okay.
Would you love me if I got into TikTok's beef with your ex just for fun?
What do you mean? Wait.
Like if someone got into TikTok beef with like your ex or someone you knew in the past.
Oh, I mean, TikTok drama is kind of funny though. Like, like it's kind of funny because it's just like I love watching like story times. Like, but I think it's kind of hectic though because people would literally go online. Like, imagine you had no idea you and your friend were even beefing, and they're going and be like, yeah, like she did her makeup yesterday and I hated it. It's like, girl, oh my god, I didn't know you felt that way. Like, why didn't you just say something?
Honestly, I would still kind of be flattered if one of my friends, I was like, yo, tag me in that. You know, like
not the tag me
engagement.
Yo, make me let's co-share this. Like, what is it when you could collaborate? Crazy. The people you're talking about. Oh, she's tagged. She's right there. I was like, that'd be crazy.
Aqyila, I want to ask you your thoughts on the music industry, your hopes for your future, some of those things.
Yeah.
You have millions of listeners. How do you stay grounded? Like, or do you just go full diva mode and like that's who you are now?
Oh my god, no! It's always so shocking. Whenever I see like the monthly listeners fluctuate, I'm always like, oh my gosh, whoa, I'm at 1 million, and I'm like, oh okay, now I'm not, but it's fine. And people are still listening. I think it's just like enjoying the ride regardless. Like, I've just been having fun. Just the fact that people are even listening. Like, it's so hard to grow a fan base in general. So I'm really like happy that I've got some core people that are just here for the long haul and just here to see my growth. So yeah, I think it's dope.
Yeah,
you
totally.
know?
Well, shout out to all the overstimulated, the Stimmy fam's gonna be so excited about this.
Yeah.
Do you have like a pre-show ritual? Nervous poop?
So boring.
I don't know.
Oh my god, I'm crying. I'm so boring. I can't even hold you. All I do is I like to like take like, you know, my tincture, my oregano oil, Manuka honey. That's on my rider, so I always have Manuka honey and a tea
For your throat?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And
great.
a tea and the tea. I like when it has slippery elm in it because that's really good for the throat as well for singers. That's what the guy at the health store told me. So I actually bought like a pack of that.
Slippery elm is apparently good for digestion
That too.
Like get it all flowing.
It's good for that.
Yeah.
The digestive. Oh my god, the digestive lining and stuff like that. Yeah, it's really good for that. And then I have like my little like vocal like machine that I use. It's basically just the straw method. You just blow air into the water, but you use it to warm up your vocal cords, and I can genuinely like feel like my vocal cords like like shaking and stuff like that. And it's like knocks off any phlegm, because phlegm is what will be the downside when you're singing, because then you won't be able to actually belt like fully,
Like,
or,
right.
you know, and start straining, and that's what I think really leads to like, you know, losing your voice or something. So vocal
so you don't
exercise is
vape
actually really
then? You're
important.
not adding to the phlegm?
I don't smoke like in general. Like I love my air purifiers though, and I love my oh my gosh, what is it called? Is it pronounced Sage Wellness?
Yes,
that's my
Sage.
store.
You should
love
have
the
a collab with
fragrances.
Sage because they've got the diffusers. You're talking about all these.
I need to tap in because I love diffusers. Like anything to do with fragrance, that's me. Candles, air purifiers, like that's my vibe.
It's very nice to have those things. They're just like nice for the senses.
It just sets the mood really nicely, like especially when I like to host like girls' nights. So I'll have like, you know, buy a bottle of wine. I'll maybe like make like some lasagna, or I'll like order in some food. Yeah,
okay,
good girl.
I'm excited. Okay, I want to come over.
Yes, okay, sure. I'm totally, girl, I'm down. Like we could do it. We could totally do it. And like, yeah, I love hosting. It's just like a chill vibe. Like watch some movies. We'll just like laugh, catch up on life. We're actually trying to plan a girls' night like in April because we're all so busy. I'm like, guys, they will not hear from me this weekend. Yeah. Juno's, all of this.
Yeah.
Hectic.
Yeah. Are any of your friends coming out with you, or just your family?
No, it's just gonna be my family. Cool. But like they're like, we're gonna watch, obviously, because like they can live stream it too. So I'm excited.
Right.
Yeah.
What can your fans expect from your Juno performance?
It's gonna be very pretty.
Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
very pretty. Yeah, like it's gonna be also just like not a lot going on. Like it's just more in the sense of like there's so many different moving parts that are going to be a part of the performance.
Cool,
I think that's going to be really dope, and probably like my biggest performance yet, obviously, because it's like the stage is massive. The production team in terms of set design, you know, I have a creative director I've been working with named Priya, and she's been phenomenal. Cool. So shout out to Priya because she's doing a lot of the visuals. Shout out to like pretty much everybody that's been across the board on the team so far, like the label and even management, because like we're all just like working so hard to make sure that like this is just a good one, and like we just have a good time regardless. So yeah,
that's so exciting. A scale like 1 to 10, how you feeling? Are you nervous? Are you excited?
I'm not even nervous. I'm just excited. Like every time I perform Bloom, like because that's also like usually the song that closes out my set when I do live shows. I'm like have the biggest smile on my face for like 2 reasons. One, because I'm like, okay, I'm finally done. I get to rest my voice now, drink something, like drink some water, drink some wine, and then also just because like it's my favorite song I've done so far. Like,
why is it your favorite?
It's just it sounds sounds so pretty from like start to finish.
Yeah.
Honestly, something about it and the way it makes me feel too. I think it's just like, it just sounds like love. Like if love had a sound.
Yes.
I feel like that's what Bloom is. So
yeah. I love that. I also saw in the comments of I think it was the Bloom music video. It was like a number of Black women commenting like, thank you for like allowing us like a space to be soft, which I think is like so special and like very, very sweet.
My heart. Yes.
I love that. Who are you currently listening to? Is there anyone that you're listening to that like people will be surprised?
Oh, okay.
You an Apple Music or a Spotify girly? What do you use?
Spotify girly.
Me too.
You too? Okay, cool. Yeah, I like to do like a little playlist of like people I'm listening to, and it's actually like on my artist profile.
Right.
So, okay, we're on 392 people saved by playlist.
Okay.
I know that's right.
Okay.
Yeah, I just like swap out the songs every like Sunday. Right now I'm obsessed with the song Are You Still by I think it's Levon Cali.
Okay.
God, let me look up that up because I butchered it last time. Oh my God, let me see.
So this is a public playlist. Like we can all listen to
everybody
it?
can listen to it.
Okay,
Yeah,
great.
it's right on my artist profile.
Perfect. Okay, we'll link it below for everyone. Okay.
Levon Kali. And he has a song, Are You Still? Obsessed with that one. I listen to Benita. She's from Toronto. She has a song called Hope You Find. I love that one. K1. It's like KWN. Phenomenal UK singer, songwriter. Her voice is gorgeous. So yeah, I love those. Shout those three people.
I love those.
Yeah.
Or is there someone that's like a dream collab for you?
Ooh, I would love to do a song with Janae Aiko.
That would be great.
She's like always in her soft era, always like making like stuff that just vibrate really high. And like I feel like me and her would make a really beautiful song together. So
the sounds would complement really well. I see it. I like it so much. If I know you're a big foodie, I know we're talking. Well, I was talking about my love for chips.
Yes.
You were talking about your love for lasagna.
Yes.
If you had to compare your album that's coming out at the end of this month, if you had to compare that album to a dish, to some cuisine, what do you think it would be?
Oh, I would say lasagna.
Really?
It's got layers.
Oh, okay.
It's got layers.
Okay, it's got the layers. Is it comforting? Is it warm?
It's
like
comforting. It's creamy. It's sensual.
Ooh. Okay. It's not just like mom's lasagna. This is like date night lasagna.
It's like date night lasagna. Yeah, there's a lot of like vibes where it's like, oh, I can hear this like in the bedroom. I was like, yes, mom. I'm like, do you hear me? I'm getting in my bag. My mom was like, this one's a nice song.
Yes.
Like I played my mom. Everybody's heard like the album, of course. So like they're super excited, and like I'm just elated that like people are gonna finally be able to hear different sides of my voice, but also hear like songs that are actually just like strictly R&B, and it's just like soulful and just like pretty. And then there's some where it's like, okay, she's like genre bending a bit and like diving into like my island background because I'm like also Jamaican. Cool. So it's just like, yeah, it's gonna be a very good vibe.
I'm so excited for it. March 28th, right?
28th.
Okay. It's linked below so you can pre-save if it's not out yet. Yeah. I love it. How do you want people to feel when they hear your music?
I feel like every song, or like some songs you can like group into one. Like there's a lot of like, there's like talks about love. There's talks about like sadness, and like just feeling of like uncertainty. And then there's like the song that's about growth that is like so beautiful. And I feel like it's just going through that like wave of like relating to like different feelings in the songs. And I feel like there's going to be a relatable song for like each person. When they listen to it, they're gonna be like, oh, like I really vibe with this one the most.
For sure.
Like I definitely have favorites, but it's hard to choose because that means that would have to be like my top pick. And there's like no top pick. They're all like I think they're all on the same level. Like I love every single song for its different uniqueness because nothing really sounds like the other.
You sound like it's like a parent being like, which one's your favorite kid? And you're like, well, they're all my favorite. And they're all special and different.
Exactly.
Like, no, I know there's one.
Exactly. No, right? I know. Like some parents do have favorites and they just be lying. But
do your parents have a favorite?
No, I think my mom. Well, I think maybe my dad have a favorite. I don't know. I can't tell. I can't tell. Sometimes I'm like, is it me?
Is it me? Yeah.
Am I the drama? No,
this is really doing a good job. Yes. Am I the villain? Yeah. Am I the drama? when you're about to leave on tour and everyone's sad.
Everybody's sad. I'm like, now I'm the favorite. Yeah,
and then you come back and you're like, oh, she's back again.
Oh, she's back again. She's gonna take forever in the bathroom. I just be in there just standing and singing. My family's like, girl, get out of the bathroom and sing in the room. Like, I know.
Go anywhere else. But you're like, well, as soon as you guys get me an in-house studio, then I'll get out of the bathroom. That's going to be the title of this episode, Get Out of the Bathroom and Into the World. Beautiful.
Yeah. Oh, that's smart. That's actually smart. I like that idea.
Aqyila, we've got some closing questions for you that we ask almost all our guests on Overstimulated.
Okay, cool.
We want to know, what's one app on your phone that you refuse to delete?
Ooh. Let me see. Da-da-da.
It's like the Air Canada
Candy
apps.
Crush.
You can get, Candy Crush. Oh,
I love that game. I can't even hold you.
Really?
Yeah. I'm like level 200 and something. Like I've been playing it for years.
I haven't heard anyone talk about Candy Crush since like 2012. Like,
oh my God. Anyways, listen, it's my favorite pastime. I love playing Candy Crush. I think it's just like the bloop bloop, like the popping noises. I don't know. I'm like, ooh, candy.
Really, you're like people. I don't think people would think this about you from listening to your music and like seeing your vibe online. Like I would have not anticipated that you were like a Candy Crush lasagna making, like staying at home, just like
just candles, smelling, just
playing Candy Crush on the iPad.
Crush.
Yeah,
exactly.
So fun. What's like? Is there something in your notes app that you wouldn't mind reading us? It doesn't have to make sense to us.
Let's see.
Do you put song lyrics in there?
I
Like
put
when you
song
hear,
lyrics. I also put like journal entries as well. So, but let me see. Oh, I wanted a puppy at one point. So I was like puppy things, like cute dog bed, blanket, some like pads in case it was a girl. I don't know. Like I'm
you're
boring.
writing your list.
Oh my God.
You're also still niching hard into like the lasagna grandma. Exactly. Like you're like me and my dog. Like
me and my dog. Yes. Oh, actually, I was doing a deep dive into like Frank Ocean's like unreleased, like unofficial release, like releases. Like people have like a playlist of his demos on SoundCloud, and so I have like a list of like all of like the ones that like I was listening to one night on SoundCloud, and like I was getting put onto like all of his demos, and I was like, this is nice. So
I love that.
I was gonna make a little mini playlist. So Frank Ocean,
that's cute. Power of the internet. Shout out Frank Ocean. Not that he needs it. Not that
I know, right? Like, he's good. He's like, he can chill. Like, I love that for him.
Yeah, honestly. How do you keep from like keeping yourself cool? How do you keep from being overstimulated?
Oh my gosh. I feel like sometimes I'm getting overstimulated like these days, especially because everybody's like pulling me in different directions. So like I try to have downtime. I also like to play Sims. Like I love Sims.
Okay. When you're done with Candy Crush.
Yes, when I'm done with Candy Crush, I segue over to Sims.
What does your Sims family look like?
Oh my gosh. Well, it's just her. She does have a boyfriend though. Yeah, she has her boyfriend.
Okay.
He comes over from time to time, but like she has her own space.
Yeah.
She got her little
decentered
condo.
men.
Yeah, decentered, definitely. She's just finished her psychology degree.
Oh, good for her.
She's doing her thing.
Okay. Wait, why do I feel like this is you in another universe?
Me in another universe. Yeah. I think I have the pack where you could like pursue to be like an artist or something, but I was like, I don't know if she wants to be chased around by people. So I'm like, I don't even want to be bothered. So
I like you're talking about like your sim like as a person. Like you're like, I don't know if she wants that.
I don't know if she wants
that.
Like, so I'll just give her peace, you know. But she almost got, oh my God, she got lit on fire. She was doing laundry,
girl,
and she opened up the dryer, and out of nowhere it went, and then it was just like flames all over, and she got burnt up, and she just turned and stared at me like. And I was like, girl, I didn't even do anything.
I honestly feel like I look at, I have that same look at God sometimes.
Where it's like, I'm like, but why?
Why is my life burnt? Why?
Why now?
You're like, what's the next move? Okay, because I'm gonna fucking clue.
Oh yeah. I would say that helps keep me grounded.
I love that. Aqyila, what message would you want to give to people that are trying to do what you're doing, for people that are aspiring musicians, specifically in the like we're a Canadian podcast, specifically in the Canadian context? I know the entertainment industry here can be a lot more challenging to break into because it's smaller. What advice would you have for people?
Honestly, I'm gonna say stay true to like who you are, your values, be your most authentic self, and don't be afraid to really put yourself out there, and don't be afraid to let others know that you know yourself. You know what I mean? Know that you know your value and what you bring to the table basically, and what you essentially want to bring to the world. I feel like it's so important to also believe in yourself a lot and get a good team to rally behind you, like a team that's genuinely going to care about what you want to do. Like, you know what I mean? I feel like sometimes what happens is like people like from like my industry, like friends, they'll tell me like in their experiences, like how maybe they've been pushed to try to do other things that they didn't want to do in the industry. And I'm just like, hey, I'm just like really grateful that like I'm just also very like vocal. Like I'll just be like, hey, I'm not with that. So I think it's also like, again, it comes with knowing yourself. Like I'm like, I don't really think that's my thing. And they'll be like, okay, cool. You know, we're just throwing it out there. And then now to the point where the team, because we've all been working together so long, they're like, we didn't even present you with this because like we knew you weren't gonna do it. And I'm like, hey, okay, that's fine by me.
You have so much confidence because especially being a young woman in a space where like, you know, especially when you've just been like craving for anyone to notice you, and then people do, and then they're suggesting these things. Like it can be, I imagine it would be so easy easy to just be like, okay, whatever you want.
But there's
like,
power in no.
Totally.
There's totally power in no. And like, even like working with like my management, like we just started working last year in like April. And like, they've been so amazing because like, they also are on the same page where it's just like, there is the power in, go ahead. Yeah, you're good. Okay, no, I was like, let me actually not talk. Yeah, like my management's been so great and just being like, there is power in no. And it's like, you say yes to certain things where like it makes sense. But like now I feel like I'm in a point in my life where if I want it to be pivotal, I really want to make sure that like I'm doing stuff that also aligns with like what I like I genuinely like and enjoy. Like I enjoy doing this as my career because like I love music. I love creating music. I love talking to people about music. Even if it's not even my own, it's just like being able to just like meet people. Like you have such great energy. And I've been enjoying this interview, like, and it's stuff like that I really love
and this
about
thank you
doing
so much for sharing. And it's so nice to like see this side of you that like I don't think maybe a lot of people don't get to see.
I don't talk on these like podcasts much. So like totally like this allows me to like open up and just try new things. That's another thing too. Try new things. Like I'm also somebody that loves to be like a hermit. Like I'm always in my bubble, in my shell, at home. Like I'll be asked to go to certain events and I'm like, guys, I don't know. Like I'm just gonna walk around in there. Are any of you guys gonna be there?
I know you said at the top you're a Libra to me, but I feel like that's the homebody's giving more Taurus and I'm a Taurus.
Okay,
and I relate to that very strongly.
Right?
There's gotta be something in your chart that you're like, it can't be a personality trait. We need to blame it on the stars.
No, okay, fine. Yeah, for sure. Blame it on the stars. Let's blame it on the stars.
I love it so much. But Aqyila, last question for you. Where can everyone find you?
Oh, of course. You can find me everywhere at Aqyila. That's all platforms.
Great. And we've got links below to her upcoming
debut album Falling Into Place.
And that's right.
March 28th.
We're so excited, guys. Don't forget to check out Aqyila at the Junos this weekend. The album link, as she said, is below. We've got all those details there. And thanks so much for getting overstimulated with us. We will see you next time. Bye. Great. That was so great. That was so